And welcome back. It's Tuesday, and that means we're getting you the scoop on the hottest Hollywood headlines.
And here with everything you need to know is celebrity publicist Penelope Jean. Hi there, Penelope.
Yeah,
Hi,
welcome
good
back.
morning.
Oh, good morning to you. We got a big
Yeah,
Nicolas
lots
Cage.
of things to talk about.
All I can say is Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he made headlines the other day in New
Friday.
Orleans. Yeah, of all places. Here's some of the video that TMZ obtained at a tattoo parlor down there. Apparently he was arguing with his wife, which, you know, we were talking about this, Laura, yesterday. I didn't even know he was married to this woman. I know he had a previous wife that they had children with. So.
Alice Kim is his wife.
Yeah.
So the story goes that they were arguing on the streets in the French Quarter with regard to which house was their rental home. They're in town in New Orleans he's filming a movie, Medallion. And so they start arguing. She's correct on the house that they were renting, and he thought it was a house 3 doors down, and the poor old couple were woken up in the middle of the night, and as you know, Nicolas Cage is rapping on their door and screaming in the streets and running around. It was really crazy and very not typical behavior for this Oscar-winning actor.
Really?
It's a shame, and I wonder what's going on. Now, the movie Medallion, he has a lot of physical training involved. I wonder if he is possibly taking some supplements, some kind of adrenaline.
Rage enhancers.
Kind of. But he's doing a lot of his own stunts, and he's in top physical shape for this. So I wonder how that's playing on him. Now, that night, Friday night, he was drunk. So the reports are that he was intoxicated and just acting crazy. And so he actually hops in the police officer's back seat and says, well, arrest me then if you want to arrest me. And they're like, okay, we will do that.
That's what we will do. And then speaking of being arrested, he was then bonded out by the man that you were seeing there.
Dog the Bounty Hunter, which
Dog
we
the
just
Bounty
saw.
Hunter.
The blonde gentleman there, in case you were wondering.
Dwayne Chapman, Dog the Bounty Hunter. So isn't this the most unlikely pair? Like, how did they become friends or acquainted in the first place?
Well, you know, Dog had that show, and I think it's still out there. It's pretty popular, Dog the Bounty Hunter. And so probably a good PR move on his behalf, because obviously we're talking about him now.
Absolutely. Well, he claims to be a really big fan of Nick Cage, so
Yeah,
he comes to the rescue. But this is just, I mean, the story is just made for Hollywood. So he's actually going to court on May 31st. Hope he doesn't run or Dog will have to come.
Yeah, because that's why Dog says, you know, that's my job, is to bail people out.
Right.
I'm a bondsman, so he went ahead and stepped up and did that. And who better? You know, I mean, it looks like a stand-up guy.
Well, it makes for some great comedy, but the part that's not funny are the charges: domestic abuse and
against his wife.
Yeah, it's not that he was just drunk. He got serious because he was
Correct.
pushing and pulling on her, and you can see that in the video from the tattoo parlor.
Correct. So we're going to hear more about this. So we'll stay tuned for more on Nick Cage.
Please do.
And it kind of seems like maybe he's kind of spiraling downwards, it seems, in the last little while.
I hope not, and it's sad, but there have been a couple of
financially
correct.
Yeah.
So let's just watch for him, but I wish him the best.
Okay.
All right. Well, very quickly, we want to go ahead and get to this. Donald Trump, 2012. Could still be a presidential candidate. And I mean, some of the GOP polls coming out show him that he's a favorite. It's kind of funny.
Well, he definitely is a favorite, and he's gaining momentum. So what he's doing right now is he's waiting to see how the polls are going to look before he puts his hat in for the Republican nomination. He wants to make sure he doesn't go in to lose.
Right.
Donald Trump goes in to win. So he's going to make sure that the polls are looking good. And as you said, Laura, I mean, it's just amazing how he's climbing up in the polls right now. So
Very
people either
outspoken,
love him or they hate him. And he has a lot of verbal skeletons in the closet. Correct. You know, he has said a lot of things throughout the course of his career, as well as recently, that are extremely controversial. So there are people that are saying that his lack of holding his tongue is either his greatest asset or his greatest liability.
But I mean, we have to point out, Penelope, he's beating Sarah Palin, Michelle Bachmann.
Right.
There's some of the polls have him ahead of Mitt Romney.
Correct. Washington Post has Mitt Romney at 16 and Donald Trump at 8% approval.
But there are some that have come out.
Correct. There are other polls that are having Donald Trump on top.
And why not? You know, I mean, I think the American people are looking for something to work.
Somebody who's not a politician, maybe, right, Evan? I mean, somebody fresh. I think he's going to do a great job fiscally. Some of the other things, let's just wait and see.
He's a good businessman, apparently, yeah.
All right. Great to see you, Penelope.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for being here.
We'll see you next Tuesday. We're going to talk about the royal wedding next week.
That's right.
Stay
it's a
tuned.
big week next week with the royal wedding.
Stay tuned.
All right. When we come back, we're talking to celebrity cook Bobby Flay. That's right. We're cooking up some tasty sandwiches just in time for that spring picnic. Stay with us.